Hi and welcome. Today's class is intended to include a little bit of everything. Not only will we touch on core, back bends, strength, and some mobility, but we will be doing so through a variety of different movement types. We'll of course be doing some yoga, but we'll also add in a little bit of Pilates, some strength training, some mobility, and even some animal flow movements just to shake things up a little bit. I'm Julie with Global Oasis Yoga, and I am excited to practice with you today. So let's hop on over to the mat and let's begin. Let's begin seated on the mat. Bring the legs into a gentle Baddha Konasana butterfly pose. You can support the knees with some blocks or blankets if you'd like. Rest the hands on the knees, close the eyes, and start to take long and slow, even inhales and exhales through the nose. Sit up tall through the waist. Begin to take some engagements with the bandhas in your core area. Draw the navel towards the spine and reach the pubic bone up towards the navel. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. A couple more breaths here. Gather your thoughts. Bring them onto the mat. And leave any distractions aside. They will be there later. Place the hands on the outsides of the knees. Use them to lift the knees and make your way into an easy seat with the legs crossed, Sukhasana. Sitting up tall first, lower the shoulders away from the ears and find a forward fold. Walking the hands forward any amount. See if you can keep the spine extended long and reaching the chest forward. Walk hands over to the right. Reach that right arm really long, as far as you can in front of you. Press the left hip down towards the mat. See if it's possible to feel this side stretch even into the glute area. Pass through center and over to the left. Again, reaching the right fingertips as far as you can, pressing right hip down into the ground. Pass back through center and release. Bring the hands back in. Clasp the fingers and reach the palms in front of you, extending the arms. Drop the chin towards the chest and allow the shoulder blades to separate. Stretching that area between the shoulder blades and just above it. Without tilting the pelvis, keep the ribs hugged in tight and reach the arms up overhead. Again, we're not arching the spine here. The pinkies are reaching towards the space behind you, and we're just going to isolate movement to the shoulders, pulsing behind you gently. Pelvis is stationary, back is not arched if possible, and you're hugging your ribs together. Leaning over to the left, lengthening side body. Keep the core hugged in tight. And take it over to the right. Coming all the way back up. Place the hands on the mat, lean back, and just change the cross of your legs. So now you're kind of seated a little bit of an awkward way here. Clasp the hands behind the back and press the fists down towards the mat. Open the chest here. Allow the collarbones to separate from one another. And lower the chin towards the chest again. Now bring the fists around to the right hip crease here. Lower the right ear towards the right shoulder. Press the left ear down, left shoulder down. Lower left ear towards left shoulder. Press the right shoulder down. Lift the head back to center. Leave the left hand where it is. Unclasp the hands. Take the right hand and bring it behind the head. Now, if possible, reach the fingertips towards one another, sliding the left hand up to meet the right. Fingers may or may not meet. When you get here, press the back of the head into the elbow. Release the clasp of the hands. Bring the hands back behind you and then towards the front of the mat again. We're going to clasp the hands again, only this time put the opposite thumb on top. Extend the arms in front of you, separating the shoulder blades, lowering the chin. Without tilting the pelvis, reach the arms up again. Side bend in one direction. Take it to the other side. Back through center. Release and reclasp, again, the awkward way. Reach the fists down towards the mat. And this time, take them over to the left hip crease. Drop left ear towards left shoulder. Soften right shoulder down. Right ear over right shoulder. And again, leave the right hand where it is, the back of the hand on the small of the back. Reach left arm behind the head, and then fingertips towards one another here. Press the back of the head into the left elbow. Check in with your navel towards spine situation and the pubic bone reaching for the navel. Continuing to activate our core here. Release the clasp of the hands. Bringing them back behind you for one more chest opener here. Release the clasp of the hands. We're going to roll over the knees. Maybe slide back on your mat just a little bit. Roll over the knees. Shoulders are going to stack above the wrists. Uncross the legs and place the soles of the feet together. You may want to open the knees a little bit wider. Your bottom half is in a butterfly shape again, and your top half is kind of like in a, almost like a upward dog shape. And then drop the hips down towards the mat, just finding a little bit of a back bend here and some more opening in the inner thighs. Release from that. Draw the knees back towards one another, and let's come into a bear type crouch at the back of your mat. So hands and knees, tuck the toes, lift the knees, and now let's draw the hips back over the heels. Arms are extended in front of you, really pushing the ground away. Make sure your weight is distributed equally between your wrists and your fingers so that you're not over using your wrists here. Straighten the legs, rock the upper body forward so that the shoulders come in front of the wrists, just starting to get a little bit of weight in the wrists here to prepare for what's ahead. So kind of a plank, but shoulders are in front of wrists. Bend the knees again, come back to your crouch. And options here, bend and straighten like so. Or if you would like to get your heart rate up a little bit more, hop feet outside of hands and lift the chest. And come back to your crouch pose. Do that 3 more times, or again, continue to bend and straighten. I'm going for one more. Back to your crouch. And then find downward facing dog. Make all the adjustments you like making in your first down dog of class. Wherever you are, make sure again, weight is distributed evenly between the fingers and the wrists, palms. Work the heels towards the mat, in the direction of the mat. Chest moving towards thighs. Shoulders are opening. Sit bones reaching up. We're going to make our way to the top of the mat through a little bit of a hip opener. Inhale as the right toes lift. Bend the right knee, drawing the heel towards the glute, and then open up the hip. Keep the shoulders squared off to the mat. Draw 2 circles forward, slow and steady, and 2 circles back. Step the right foot just a little bit in front of the left foot and take that to the second side. Left leg lifts, left knee bends, circle it out. Well, actually first open the hip, shoulders square, and then circle it out. Step the left foot a little bit in front of the right. Shift the hands forward and do that again. Right toes lift, right knee bends, open hip, and circle it out. Right foot steps forward. Left leg, bend first, open the hip, and circle it out. Step the feet together. Pause in your forward fold. Let the head dangle. Inhale and exhale deeply here. And then as you're ready, a little bit of a deeper bend in the knees. Roll it all the way up. Mountain pose. Roll the shoulders back when you get there and allow them to drop away from the ears. Let's start our flow with a standard sun salutation B, Surya Namaskar B. Feet are hip width distance apart. Sit deep, find your chair pose. Activate the arms, look down, make sure you can see your big toes, and shift the weight into the heels. Slight tuck of the tailbone. On your exhale, find your forward fold. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, your vinyasa. Gaze forward as you lower. Inhale to find your back bend. Use the core. Draw back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, right toes lift. Exhale, warrior one. Inhales to lift. And exhale, your vinyasa. Second side, inhale, left toes lift. Step it through, warrior one. Pause in your down dog. Create distance between your wrists and your side body, pressing the ground away. Almost like you're drawing your underarms up towards your ears. Find a nice big inhale. And exhale, bend the knees, hop it forward or step it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit it deep. Extend the arms next to the ears. And then on your exhale, bring the hands into a prayer at the chest. Without allowing the thumbs to leave the center of the chest, twist the torso over to the left. Use the core strength to get you there and hold you there. You can hook the elbow if you want, but we're working on utilizing the core to move us and hold us in place. Collarbones are still separated, thumbs in the center of the chest. If you find your thumbs move from the center of the chest, unwind from your twist a little bit. Pass through center, take it over to the right. Line up the knees with one another. Keep the collarbones opening. One more breath. Back through center, straighten the legs, and exhale. Hands down by the sides. Let's add on to that. Starting in our Utkatasana chair pose again. Sit it deep, arms reach high. Exhale to find your forward fold. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, plant the hands, your vinyasa. Next inhale, sweeps the right toes high, step it forward, warrior one, and pause. We're on the outside edge of the back foot. Foot is at a 45-degree angle, deep bend in the front knee. A couple breaths here in warrior one. Find a nice big inhale. And exhale, open it up, warrior two. Hips now square to the long side of the mat. Gaze forward. Look down, make sure you can see your right big toe. Slight tuck of the tailbone. Side angle is next. Right elbow to right knee, lightly resting there. Left arm lifts. You may also bring the right arm inside of the right knee or extend both arms towards the space in front of you. Rolling the left shoulder open, chest towards the long side of the mat. And now Skandasana at the back of the mat. Straighten the right leg, bend into the left, sit deep, hands on the ground here if you'd like. Next, we're headed for a half moon pose. Use the heel of the right foot to help drag you into place. Traditional half moon is an option with this active lifted leg. You may also try to hover the right hand if you'd like. You can also grab the left foot and open the chest towards the long side of the mat. Your choice. Next, square the chest back off to the mat, bend into the right knee. We're stepping back to a high lunge. Release the foot gently and lightly step the left toes behind you. We're staying on the ball of the back foot. Inhale, arms back up, high lunge. As you exhale, hands sweep down towards the mat. We're going to find side plank. Couple of options. Everyone roll onto the outside edge of the left foot. If you'd like to grab the right big toe with your fingers and lift up straight to your side plank, with the leg lifted, go ahead and do that. If you're with me, slide the right foot back. You can stack the feet. You can stagger the feet. You can bring the legs into a tree shape if you'd like, or again, grabbing the big toe. Wherever you are, the hips lift high, pressing the ground away with that left arm. And square the chest back off to the mat. Your vinyasa. Inhale to find your upward dog or cobra. Use the core, draw it back, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Child's pose is always an option. Side two, inhale, left toes high. Warrior one. Flatten the back foot, take it to a 45-degree angle, and the weight is in the outside edge of the right foot. Rib cage is squared to the top of the mat. Find a nice big inhale. And exhale, warrior two. Broaden the collarbones away from one another. Active arms, just as strong as the legs. Shoulders stacked above the hips, so we're not leaning forward or back. Side angle is next. Your choice for style. And then straighten the left leg, Skandasana. Bending into the right, sitting deep. Reach the collarbones away from one another, still opening the chest here. Half moon is next. Reaching all the way forward. Again, traditional half moon. Hovering the hand or grabbing the foot. Gently release the foot if you have it. High lunge. Bending into the left knee, stepping back with the right. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat, side plank. Again, welcome to grab that toe and lift up, roll onto the outside edge of the right foot, or step feet together, or stagger the feet. Wherever you are, lift the hips high. Push the ground away with the right hand. Square the chest back off to the ground and take your vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lower the knees down to the mat, and let's come on to standing on the balls of the feet. So we're in another crouch position here, hovering on the balls of the feet, balancing here. We're going to bring a little bit of ankle mobility and ankle strength into the mix today. So again, finding your balance here. What we're going to do is we're going to lower onto the heels, lift back up onto the balls of the feet. Really keep the core and seat tight, and see if you can gently, softly, slowly tap the knees down. Come back to the balls of the feet, back to the heels, and so on. Keeping up with that movement back and forth. If you feel wobbly, pause and get your balance before continuing on to the next movement. Hug the thighs together. Just give this a few tries. The next time your knees hit the mat, stay there. Give your feet a quick break, your ankles a quick break, untuck the toes, tap it out. We're gonna head into kind of a flying camel shape next. So option to retuck the toes if you'd like, or keep them untucked. We're going to begin by placing the left hand on the left heel. As you drive the hips forward, we're going to sweep the right arm across the body and over the head. Keep the glutes engaged. Gently, slowly lower the hips back down and change to side 2. Coming out of that, 2 more times on each side, a little bit of a faster pace. Really drive the hips forward. Really keep the glutes engaged. One more round. And now slither your way forward into a Sphinx pose. Lowering down onto the belly. Elbows directly are under the shoulders. Bring the feet together. Keep the glutes engaged. We're continuing on in our back bend here. Draw the palms back towards the hips and reach the chest forward. We're going to get a little bit of core and shoulder work in next. Finding a forearm plank, but get there slowly since we've just been doing back bends. So begin by tucking the toes and then lift the pelvis off the mat. Keep the knees on the ground. Check in with the core. Tighten the core toward the navel towards the spine. Lift the pubic bone up towards the navel. And then once your core feels really stable, lift the knees. Make sure you have a straight line between the shoulders and the ankles here. Pausing in your forearm plank, push the ground away. Protract the shoulders so the shoulder blades are separating from one another. You can static hold or you're welcome to rock back and forth. Let's be here for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, don't lower the knees, instead walk the feet in. Find your dolphin pose. I'm going to give anyone who would like to get upside down the opportunity to find your pincha now, if you'd like. Otherwise, walk it back out and meet your forearm plank again. Pause in your forearm plank. Walk it back in, find your dolphin. Unpause. Press the ground away. Walk it out. Meet your forearm plank. And pause. Walk it in. We're going to hold dolphin just a little bit longer here. If you'd like to lift a leg, you can do so. We'll be here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Second leg. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both feet together. Forearm plank, pause. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees, wide-legged child's pose at the back of your mat. Allow the heart rate to lower. You can rest the forehead on the mat. Bring your breathing back into long and slow inhales and exhales through the nose. Lift the head, walk the hands back towards the pelvis. Come into a yogi squat or malasana. So lift up the hips, tuck onto the balls of the feet, and then just lift the knees off the mat. Place bolsters or blocks under your heels if that would feel nice. Settle in to malasana, elbows inside the knees here. Spine is tall. Hands can be at prayer at the chest if you want. And let's find a twist. Step the left hand off the long side of the mat, keeping the arm inside the knee, and reach the right arm high. If you'd like to bind here, you can internally rotate the right arm, bring the back of the right hand to the left hip, and then internally rotate the left arm, reach around, and you're grabbing right wrist with the left hand, rolling the shoulder open and gazing up. Unwind from the bind or the twist. Pause and center. And take that to the second side. Step the right hand off the long side. Again, arm stays inside the leg. Left arm lifts. Binding if you'd like. This time, the right hand is grabbing the wrist of the left arm. Left shoulder is rolling open. Gently unwinding, hands back to the mat. We're gonna frog hop our way up to the top. Plant the hands, lift the hips, get some hopping in, a little more hip mobility, a little more strength here. Once you get to the top, bring the feet together, toes are pointed forward, and gently sit it down. Making our way all the way down to our back. Next, I'm gonna steal from Pilates and do a couple rounds of rolling like a ball up and down the mat before I settle in. You're welcome to join me, wrapping the arms around the knee or shins and just rocking back up to the shoulders, getting a really nice little sensation in the spine here, maybe even a crack or two, like a little mini massage. Doing this 3 or 4 times, and then settling in on your back next. We have a little more core work to do. Find yourself in a hollow hold shape. You can lift the arms behind you or keep them at the sides if you'd like. Your legs are extended. The small of your back is not lifted. It's pressing into the ground here. And as we rock onto the right hip, we're going to touch our knees to our elbows, extend as we pass through center, and bend knees to elbows on the left hip. Extend as we pass through center, and so on. Let's do this for another 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and and relax all the way down. Bring the legs into happy baby, grabbing the outsides of the feet here, pulling the knees down towards the mat. Rocking side to side if that feels nice. Extend the right leg, straighten the right leg, long. Bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. Bend the left knee again. Release the feet from the hands and grab the big toes with your pointer and middle finger. Straighten both legs. We're gonna attempt to rock up into a V-sit and balance on our sit bones. So prepare yourself mentally for that. Prepare your core. Pulling navel to spine, reaching pubic bone to navel. Maybe get a little bit of momentum and rock it up. Again, balancing on the sit bones here. Spine is tall. As you balance in this position, try to hug the arms into the arm joint rather than allowing the feet to pull the arms out of the socket. So work on balancing here, and if you feel stable, tap the right heel down, straighten the right heel, tap the left heel down, and do that a couple more times. The next time both legs are extended, draw the feet together, pause here, and we're slowly taking it all the way back down to the mat and straight into plow. Bringing the feet above the head, resting the tops of the toes on the ground if they would like to be there. You can also let the toes hover or place the balls of the feet on the mat. Arms are extended. You can also clasp hands, keeping the weight in the shoulders, not in the neck. Slowly coming down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Once your back is on the mat, bend the knees, and let's find a supine twist. If you haven't already, close the eyes, open the arms out to a T shape, or even a cactus shape might feel nice. Lower the knees over to the left. Turn the gaze in the opposite direction. Allow the shoulders to soften and relax on the mat. Use the strength of your core to change sides. Make your way into your Shavasana. Letting everything get heavy and sinking down into the ground as much as you possibly can here. Releasing any last little bit of control you have over your muscles holding you in this shape. I'm going to leave us here in Shavasana. I encourage you to stay as long as you possibly can and savor these moments of stillness. I had a great time practicing with you today. I hope you enjoyed the class and had fun. I'd love to hear what you thought in the comments. I will see you next time and have a great day.